everybody, and welcome to Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. I'm your host, Trage. It is Thursday, a fantastic Thursday here in the great state of Wisconsin. The weather, well, it's supposed to rain today a little bit here, but hey, we're going to make it through. Talking some nicer weather here coming up on Friday, so, you take your good with your bad, right? We get the bad weather today, but tomorrow talking some nice weather there, so should be some good stuff all the way around there. We got lots to jump into today. We got the Brewers. They finished up the series with the Rays. We have the farm report. We got to be looking down at the farm, see what's going on down in the minor league system for the Brewers there. And then we got the Bucks. Bucks are going to be in action here tonight. They're going to be taking on the Pacers in Game 6. So we got to be looking at that. So right away, I want to look at the Brewers. I want to look at this Brewers game. And I really, I was hoping, I really was, we could get through one game of this series, one game where I could say to myself, yeah, everything went smooth and it was fantastic. Everything went smooth as it should. It didn't. It didn't again, and we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that because, man, oh man, I am happy that we are heading to Chicago, and I really hope that Slapnuts and the boys aren't following us along there. Slapnuts being Guccione, because I cannot handle it anymore. What we've been seeing out of this umpiring crew in this series here. So, looking at the Brewers, they win this game 7-1. A dominant performance by the Brewers once again here. 10 hits for the Brewers in this one. 2 runs in the third, 4 in the seventh there, and then 1 in the sixth. Willie Adames has 2 home runs in this game here and really paces the Brewers along the way. So, looking at the Brewers starting lineup in this one, Sal Frelick, he struggled in the leadoff spot, 0 for 5 in this one. Contreras, he continues to hit. 1 for 3 in this one. He had 2 RBIs in the game on our RBI double to start the scoring here for the Brewers there in the third. So good stuff there out of Contreras. Like I said, Willie Adames, 2 for 4 there. 2 home runs on the game. 2 runs scored. 4 RBIs. 1 strikeout on the game, but a solid day out of Willie Adames. This guy's been hitting the baseball. From what we saw last year to what we're seeing now, this guy is on a different level right now. So hopefully all things stay consistent with Willie and he continues to hit like this because, man, oh man, they needed this out of Willie Adames here. Tyler Black, 1 for 3 in his day 2 in the bigs there. 1 for 3 in this one, gets that average. He's sitting at 429 right now on the year. You only got a couple of at-bats there, but solid stuff out of Tyler Black here to open up the season. 3 hits already in his major league opening series there. Looking down the lineup here, we saw Hoskins go 1 for 4. Terang goes 1 for 4. Oliver Dunn gets the start at third base. Solid day out of Oliver Dunn. 2 for 3 on the game. 2 runs scored there. He had a walk. Solid day out of Dunn. Something that we haven't seen in a hot minute, and I'm glad we saw it because this is a guy, started out the year hot, went cold on us. Hopefully this is the start of something special for Oliver Dunn there. And then Blake Perkins, this guy continues to hit. This time in the bottom of the lineup there. 2 for 4 in this one. 1 run scored and an RBI. He's got that average at 277 right now. So good stuff there out of Blake Perkins. Looking at the Brewers lineup, Terang, he's still hitting 309. Then you have 277 out of Perkins there and 278 out of Adames. And then you look at Contreras, 345 right now. So a lot of high averages right now for this Brewers team, and you love to see it. You love to see it, a team that couldn't consistently put the baseball in play over the years here, and they were more of a power threat team. They did use the long ball in this game, don't get me wrong, but this was a great performance and a great thing to see out of the Brewers is the ability to put the ball in play, put runners on, and then drive runners in when they get them on there. So I thought that was all good stuff there out of the Brewers in this one. Starting pitching in this one, Colin Ray was fantastic. 6 innings, 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. A great day out of Colin Ray. He advances he's up to 3-0 right now on this young season, 2.67 ERA on the year. So Colin Ray has been pitching fantastic for the Brewers to open this up. Brian Hudson, this is a guy who, kind of a flying under the radar guy heading into the season, but this guy is making a name for himself in the Brewers bullpen right now. In this game here, he goes an inning pitch, 2 strikeouts, 0s across the board, has that ERA down to .52. .52 out of Brian Hudson in there in the bullpen. That is awesome. That is just awesome there. And then we did see Abner Uribe. He's appealing his suspension. I didn't get to that, but I was going to get to that here in a minute. But, he appealed, so he still has the ability to play. We saw him pitch in this one, an inning, 1 hit, 1 earned run there, and 2 walks for Uribe. So, not a great performance, but everything that happened last night there, probably not, easy to come back the next day and just start chucking. If he would have hit somebody, I think the roof would have came unglued in that stadium. But this is where I'm getting to the weird. This is the stupidity that has come out of this series here. You thought maybe, and to say it in the way that Ricky Weeks said it, because Ricky Weeks was the acting manager for this game, as most of you know. If you don't know, Pat Murphy was suspended for 2 games, so this was his first game of his suspension. So we did not see Pat Murphy, so Ricky Weeks was the acting manager. Well, Vieira comes in, and he's doing his warm-up tosses and everything like that, and all of a sudden they stop playing. And Chris Guccione, again, comes out there, all 4'5" of himself, and says that the glove that Vieira is wearing it must have been deemed distracting or the wrong color. Okay, so then he tells him he has to get a new glove. All right, that sounds good. The problem is, did you guys remember Vieira pitched on Tuesday? He didn't just pitch on Wednesday. He pitched on Tuesday. He was the last pitcher on Tuesday. And do you know what glove he was wearing? The exact same glove that Chris Guccione decided he could not wear on Wednesday. Explain that one to me. How could he be wearing one glove one day, and the next day we deem it as it's illegal? We can't have this glove. Doesn't make sense. It absolutely did not make sense. This is how, I don't know if you got these little dudes, these little umpires who just, they walk around, and this is because of everything that's happened in this series here, that he is walking around like he's on this big old power trip, and he just had to make sure that something happened in this game that he had his fingerprints on. I don't know if that's what is going on, but man, like that, I get it. If the glove is too light colored or whatever you want to say, fine, get rid of it. But you can't have it one night and not let him have it the next day. It doesn't. Okay, so the daylight changed our opinion on the glove. The lights last night didn't change the opinion on the glove. But now that it's daytime, man, that glove is distracting. You cannot have that glove. What? Like what? And then they bring him out this bright highlighter colored yellow glove out there to the mound. It's like, distracting? That thing's distracting. Like, they go from this light colored glove to now we got a highlighter out there on the mound. It's like, what am I watching right now? What is up with Major? And then you watch, I was chatting with a couple of my buddies, and we were talking about, maybe the Vegas line. Maybe the Vegas line doesn't have the Brewers winning so many games. They got to finish, in the middle or at the bottom of the pack here and the NL Central. So now umps are throwing games. And then you watch that Mets and Cubs game. Finished up last night there. And the play at the plate to end it. The play at the plate that would have tied it. Pete Alonso coming home. Blocking the plate was, I don't know if Contreras was catching at the time. I just saw the clip of it. But blocking the plate, catches the ball. Pete Alonso slides in. Can't get there. They go to review. Nothing. Cubs win. The ball didn't take them into the path of the plate. If you watch the replay of the whole thing, Wilson Contreras caught the ball on the line. He was literally on the line. He can back up a step. He's blocking the plate. It is literally in the rules that you cannot block the plate. He blocked the plate blatantly. And we go to review. We even review this. And it's still deemed, just it's just terrible. It is terrible, and it is in all of baseball right now. It's not, I saw a play the other day, the Orioles and the Angels. There's a play at second base. Joe Adell was clearly safe on a steal play, and they rolled him out, ended the ball game. It's just, I mean, these umpires are just terrible. I agree with Max Scherzer's take on it that we should be able to grade umpires, grade them on their performances. And if they don't grade well enough, they get sent to the minors. It is exactly like players. Players don't play well enough, they get sent to the minors. The exact same thing. There are, I talked about it the other day, there's a bazillion and one umpires out there. There's bazillion and one umpires between the minor league system and the big league system. Why are we not floating guys around? Figure it out. Send Angel Hernandez down to, I don't know, the international ball or whatever. Have him go down there and mess around. But, I mean, just to see some of these guys and some of the crap that's coming out of these games, I mean, you can only give out so many apologies if you're the MLB. Like, really, you can only give out so many apologies before you have to fix something, before you have to dig in there and fix something. And they haven't done it. They're just letting it slide. And, you know, this whole thing with the glove is a prime example. And then, I mean, Devin Williams was pretty upset with the whole thing. And, you know, he started chirping out of the dugout there, and then Guccione goes over, and he's telling Devin Williams. It's like, dude, I mean, everybody's had enough of you. You're not this big ball dude out there on the field right now. Everybody thinks you're an idiot. That is plain and simple. Not to use idiot as a nice term or anything like that, but it's about the nicest term I can think for this guy. Everybody thinks you are a doorknob, and you are going around trying to influence this game and put your thumb on this game, and everybody's seeing it right now. You're getting yourself on the same level as when players see Angel Hernandez is behind home plate for a game. They go, crap, right? They go, well, I'm going to strike out on something that's in the dirt. You're getting the same thing out of this doorknob right now. You see he's there, and it's going to be like, oh, crap. What's he going to call now? What kind of crap show are we going to get today? I mean, it's just ridiculous. It really is. I really think it did stem from Friday. I really do. Pat Murphy's blow up on Friday, and then it led into what happened on Saturday. And he was just on this power trip around American Family Field. I mean, he would have, if he probably could have, if a fan would have said something wrong, he would have tossed a fan. I am 1,000% sure that if not everybody was booing him, but he heard one guy in the front row say something wrong, he would toss the fan. I guarantee it. That is just the kind of guy he is. He is a terrible umpire. And the other ones, I mean, you look at Addison and Brian Knight and Alex McKay. I mean, they're his crew, and Addison did make a bad call on, I believe that was Friday there. He was behind home plate. He did make a bad call. I'll give him that. But the rest of this crap show, and even, leading even further than that, has been Chris Guccione and his thumbprints, his power trip around American Family Field. And it's just sickening. It really is. It is just sickening to think about how bad it is. What are you supposed to do? Freddy Peralta, what are you supposed to do? And now you look, they came out with the suspensions yesterday, and the Brewers, I believe Freddy and Uribe are appealing it, like I said. But Ricky Weeks, he's the manager now simply because Pat Murphy has been suspended 2 games, and then Freddy Peralta was suspended for 5 games. So basically just making sure he's out 1 start. And then Uribe for 6 games. Jose Siri, now, listening to the guys on MLB Network actually irritated the crap out of me. It actually irritated the crap out of me. Because they're like, oh, Jose Siri, he didn't even land a punch. He got Uribe twice. I don't know if they watched the whole video or if they were just like skimming through it or what half of people are doing. But I do recall in the video of the brawl, Uribe got hit in the neck. And if it wasn't Jose Siri that hit him, then we need to find somebody else and penalize them. Because I saw multiple hits to the neck of Abner Uribe. Not multiple. I saw one, and I saw one to the wrist. I'm sorry there. I saw one to the neck, one to the wrist. Now, I believe it was Siri who got him there, but I could be wrong. But I'm pretty darn sure it was Siri who got him a couple times. So, I mean, I don't know. And Siri, he appealed his, and he got it down to 2 games. So, I guess, from my perspective, Abner's got to be smarter. He, has to walk away in that situation. But in my perspective of the whole situation, Abner Uribe was walking away. And Siri kept talking. And Abner turned around, and Siri kept talking. So, who is the most at fault in this situation? And I don't believe, it's not like I'm trying to say that Abner Uribe is clean. Like, I'm not trying to say that whatsoever. What I'm saying is that Siri gets 2 games for just being as big of a part of this whole altercation as anyone else was. As anyone else. If it was up to Chris Guccione, he would have thrown Rhys Hoskins out too, because Hoskins tried to get Siri out of there too. And it seemed like he had the intent to go after him, right? I mean, just kind of a horse crap situation all the way around there. And you really hope that, at some point, I don't know. You just hope at some point that these umps figure it out, because right now, it's just ridiculous. It is just ridiculous, and the Brewers have faced it for 4 straight days. Just complete, blasphemy. Just ridiculous. Just not knowing what's going to happen next. What stupid thing are they going to come up with next to penalize the Brewers? It's just, it's ridiculous. It really is. And Freddy Peralta, whether he meant to hit him, whether he didn't meant to hit him, I don't care. I don't care. He hit him in the hip. He hit him in the thigh. Like, dude, if he was going dome shot, if he was going for his back, like high and inside, I get it then. You don't need the warning. But you got him in the thigh. Warn him, move on. That's all you do. You warn the bench, you move on. You let him know you do that crap again, you're out. But the way that it transpired, the way that these last 4 games have transpired for the Brewers, it just, kicks. It's like I'm kicking a dead horse every day talking about it, right? I'm kicking a dead horse because it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You have 4 straight days of basically umpire interference in games there. Luckily, 2 games didn't result in losses, but you look at game 1 against the Rays, so you look at this series, could have been a sweep there. You look at that last game against the Yankees, that could have been a win. You're talking about a 6 or 7 run inning there that could have resulted, you get the double play there, a pop out afterwards, which is what happened, you would have been out of that inning. So, just all the way around, just a bad 4 days for the Milwaukee Brewers, especially umpires. Umping the Milwaukee Brewers and being in Milwaukee. So, with that, that's all I want to touch into. That's all I want to touch into there with the Brewers. Brewers are off today. They will have the Cubs next. They will be taking on the Cubbies. They will be traveling down to Chicago for that series. Their first game on Friday at 1:20. So, we'll get more into that weekend series there coming up tomorrow here on the show with the weekend preview. But with that, I want to mention I'm going to mention some sponsors of the show here. And then we're going to get to the farm report here. So, first off, I have Game Day Supply in Alaska. Do you have a sports club or team? Are you looking for some sweet custom uniforms or apparel? Check out the awesome crew at Game Day Supply in Alaska to help your team get the sweetest gear. Find them on Facebook at Game Day Supply or online at GameDaySupply.net. Also, your hometown team, Century 21 Gold Key Realty. Call Peggy, Sue, or Anna to find your dream home, or if you're looking to sell. Find them on Facebook at your hometown team, Century 21 Gold Key Realty, or stop in and see them at their location in Marshfield. Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood, Wisconsin. If you've been injured recently, whether at work, whether it was on the baseball field, the basketball court, the softball field, at work, whatever it was, and you got injured and you need some physical therapy, stop in there and see Chad at Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood, Wisconsin. He will get you right. He'll get you back to work, back on the court, back on the field, whatever it is. He'll get you back there. Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood, Wisconsin. Marshfield Motor Speedway is located just 3 miles outside of Marshfield there on County Road H. You got to check out the schedule. I posted the schedule online on the Facebook page, Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. Otherwise, search them up on Facebook or online. Search Marshfield Motor Speedways. Find the schedule. Get down to the track. Tons of family fun for all ages. Great food, great drinks, great atmosphere, everything you could ask, and a great summer day there. So check out the schedule and get yourself down to the track. Sports Scene, Sports Cards and Memorabilia, located in the Marshfield Mall in Marshfield, Wisconsin. You got to get there. Al has everything you need. Sporting cards, memorabilia, jerseys, model stock cars. He's got it all at Sports Scene in Marshfield, Wisconsin. And also Pittsville Farm and Home Center. At the store, they serve you anything from hydraulic hoses to red roses. Stop in and see the awesome crew at Pittsville Farm and Home Center in Pittsville, Wisconsin. And with spring and summer right around the corner, you got to get down there. They have all your gardening tools, your building tools, everything you need down there at Pittsville Farm and Home. So get down there and check them out at the store there. So with that, I want to get to the Fresh on the Farm report. Fresh on the Farm, we are here today to talk about the AAA. We got the AAA affiliate, the Nashville Sounds, for the Brewers there. They are coming in this season here. A little bit of a struggle to start. A little bit better as of late here. I was just looking at their last 10. Oh, no, I was lying. I was lying to you. I looked at the wrong one there. They are 3-7 in their last 10 games, 13-16 overall right now. Lost 2 in a row. Must be because the Brewers called up Tyler Black. That's why they're struggling right now. I mean, that's all I could think. Right now, looking at the AAA affiliate there, they have lost a little bit of their pitching, if you want to look at it in that aspect, because they did lose Tobias Myers. He is up with the Brewers right now. Carlos F. Rodriguez, a good prospect for the Brewers, a pitcher, 1-4 on the year, 8.13 ERA in 5 starts. He's got 27 innings pitched, 30 hits given up there, 26 strikeouts, but 25 earned runs on the year. So not a great start out of him there. Aaron Ashby struggling down there, 0-2, 5 starts, 8.68 ERA, 18 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts. So the strikeout numbers aren't bad, but it's the rest of it. I mean, you look at Carlos F. Rodriguez, he's got a 270 average against him, and Aaron Ashby's 274. So not good stuff on that end of it. But you look at some of the other guys down here. Rob Zastrinzi. I can never say his name right, but we saw him in spring training. A lot, and this guy right now, 3-0, 1.59 ERA, 11 games, 11 1/3 innings pitched, and 16 strikeouts, 2 runs given up. Solid start for him down there. I mean, we're seeing some solid performances out of some of these guys down here, but I mean, it is far and few between right now. There has been some struggle. Jared Canning continues to pitch well, whether in the bigs or down in the minors there. He's been pitching solid. We haven't seen Robert Gasser back yet, so I mean, it's just been a lot of moving pieces for the Sounds right now and trying to find these pitchers to get in a groove, and as of late here, it has been a struggle. It has been a struggle for the pitching down there. Looking at the hitting side of it, Eric Hayes better be on his way to Milwaukee here pretty darn soon. I mean, the way that he hit in spring, I expected him to start up there. I mean, he's hitting 235 down there right now. Not fantastic, but he's got 16 hits, 3 home runs, 4 doubles, 17 RBIs down there right now. He's been hitting solid for this team to start the year. Isaac Collins, 299 average down there, left fielder. Maybe he might be a guy to call up at some point for, I mean, if Yelich doesn't come back and you still have Joey Wiemer on the roster, that could be a potential call up for the Brewers there. Looking down the lineup here, other than that, Brewer Hicklin, he's hitting 319 down there in 91 at-bats right now. He's got 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, 17 walks to 30 strikeouts, 13 stolen bases. I mean, you look at the Brewers outfield, and there's a lot of potential guys down there currently at the AAA level that we could see up at the bigs at some point. So you're looking at Brewer Hicklin and Isaac Collins. They're both hitting solid. I mean, I could potentially see one of them getting the call up at some point here. Just because Joey Wiemer hasn't been able to put together consistently so far. And, I mean, what's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt at this point here? Owen Miller, he's, been torching the baseball when he's down there. .353 average down there in 51 at-bats, 18 hits so far. He's got no home runs down there, but he does have 4 RBIs. So, I mean, he's been hitting solid down there. Solid down there all the way around. And then, I mean, Andrew Monasterio, he's been down there for a little bit now, 243 average down there right now. And then Chris Roller's batting 308 and 39 at-bats on this young season. So a lot of good stuff. I mean, you look at a lot of the position players there down in AAA, and maybe we'll see them at some point here if the offense needs it there. So moving on here, we're going to get to the AA Biloxi Shuckers now. And looking at the Shuckers right now, they are sitting at 12-10 overall, 4-6 in their last 10 games here. They have been struggling in their last 10. Looking at the pitching staff, I mean, we could see some of these guys potentially filling in roles there at that AAA level here pretty soon. Tyler Wosener, 2.66 ERA in 4 starts, 20 innings pitched, 29 strikeouts. Jacob Mizorowski, he's got a 3.44 ERA, 18 innings, 5 starts. He's got 28 strikeouts on this young season. And then TJ Shook in 4 starts so far, 2.89 ERA, 18 innings, and 25 strikeouts. So all the way around, good stuff there out of the Brewers in that starting role. And then you look at that bullpen down there for the Shuckers, and we have Caleb Bowman with a 1.29 ERA, Adam Samernis, he's got a 1.84 ERA right now. James Meeker, he's got 4 appearances, 0 ERA, 6 innings, and 10 strikeouts there. Meeker's been rolling. And then looking down in the bullpen a little bit more there, we have Nick Merkel, 1.59 ERA. He has 7 appearances there, and he's pitched in 11 1/3 innings there. He's got 10 strikeouts. So, I mean, they got good stuff going on in the bullpen down there all the way around for the AA Biloxi Shuckers right now. Looking on the hitting side of it right now, and for averages, not a whole lot to report. I'm talking Carlos D. Rodriguez is hitting .282. Next up in the average department, we have Ernesto Martinez batting .250 right now. So not great stuff there out of the hitting department. It goes downhill from there. We do see Mike Bovey right now. Mike Bovey I believe he got them call up. He moved up now from the high A Timber Rattlers. I believe he was torching the baseball at above 500 clip there for a while. He is up now with AA, 36 at-bats, 11 hits, and a .306 average. So good stuff there out of Mike Bovey. And then Noah Campbell, in 37 at-bats, he had 12 hits and a .324 average. So good stuff there on a couple of the guys, but lesser appearances right now. They've been on the move trying to find pieces there in that starting role for the Biloxi Shuckers to get something going down there. Looking over now, we'll get over to the high A Timber Rattlers, and they're probably feeling it now that they lost their star in Mike Bovey. He was like I said, lighting up the baseball. The Wisconsin Timber Rattlers sitting 15-8 overall right now on this season, 7-3 in their last 10 games. They are second in the Midwest Division as of right now. Looking at the pitching down there, we have some good starters here. Mark Manfredi, 2.87 ERA in 2 starts, 15 innings pitched, and 28 strikeouts. Brett Wicharowski, in 4 starts, he's got a 2.45 ERA and 21 strikeouts. Craig Yoho, he has 8 appearances, 8 innings pitched, 0 ERA, and 16 strikeouts. 16 strikeouts in 8 appearances. This dude is running the show down there at high A. I'm telling you, they got some great players over there in Appleton right now. You got to check them out if you can, because man, oh man, is this some good stuff. I mean, just looking at the stats, Yerlin Rodriguez, in 8 appearances, 0 ERA, 8 innings. He's got 12 strikeouts. I mean, the strikeout numbers are just ridiculous down there for these guys. Compared to innings pitched, compared to ERAs right now. It is just great stuff looking at some of these bullpen pieces down there for the high A Wisconsin Timber Rattlers right now. Looking over at the hitters right now. Looking over at the hitting side of it right now. And like I said, I mean, you got some good pieces down there right now. Looking at Edwarki Fernandez, right fielder, 61 at-bats, 2 home runs. He's batting .295. Gregory Barrows, shortstop. He's hitting .359 right now. And like I said before, Mike Bovey, in 38 at-bats down at high A, he was hitting .553. .553. Holy catsola, this guy can hit the baseball. That was some fantastic stuff. He definitely deserved that call up there. Jose Acosta, I don't know what position he actually plays. I'm trying to find that out right now. Second base. I've never seen the position of, it doesn't give him a position on their main stat roster. So I was really confused there for a second. It just gave an X. So does X mean second base? I don't know. That's it. That's interesting there. He's only had 3 at bats, but he is hitting .333. He's got 1 hit in 3 at bats. So I mean, nothing crazy there. I just was really interested in that little piece there. Luis Lara, a top prospect for the Brewers. He's hitting .259 down there. And Dylan O'Ray, another good prospect. He's hitting .276. So good stuff there coming out of the high A Timber Rathers right now. Flipping script. I want to get down to the Mudcats real quick. And for the Mudcats, some pretty good performances out of some starters. Right now, we have Yorman Galendez. In 4 games started, he's got a 2.08 ERA, 13 innings, and 24 strikeouts so far. I mean, other than that, solid ERA sitting around in that 3 range. We got some good bullpen guys in Morris Austin he's got an ERA of 1.59 in 6 appearances, 11 innings, and 17 strikeouts there. So, I mean, it's kind of a bullpen by committee down there for the Mudcats down there, and a lot of mixing and matching, bringing guys in earlier into games there and working through it like that. So good stuff there out of the pitching side of it. On the hitting side, not a whole lot to report there. Juan Baez in 89 at-bats. He's hitting .315. Taden Hall, first baseman. This is good to see a first baseman hitting the crap out of the baseball. .375 down there in 72 at-bats so far on this young season. He's got 27 hits. Holy cat. I mean, he's hitting the crap out of the ball down there for him. But outside of that, not a whole lot going on. Yoshawar Garcia, I always suck at saying his name. .310 average there. 58 at-bats. He's got 18 hits and a home run there to show for it. So, I mean, solid hitting going on down there for low A. For single A Carolina. I blanked there for a second. Single A Carolina down there. So good stuff there coming out of the Fresh on the Farm report. But with that, we got to get to the Bucks. We got to get to the Bucks here. And I am, from what I've read, from what I've seen, unless if they change something on me, I don't expect to see Damian Lillard. And I don't expect to see Giannis Antetokounmpo. So can the Bucks force a Game 7 with basically the team that you would... This would be a team that if you were giving guys a day off, this is who's left. That's where we're at right now. We're on the B team. We're playing the B team right now. We're seeing Gallinari. We're seeing Andre Jack. I mean, I always wanted to see Ajax anyways, but we're seeing everybody. Doc is just like, screw it. I don't know what to do. Just somebody make something happen in Game 5. It worked. I mean, they were hitting shots. It did help. The Pacers weren't hitting shots. But all in all, a fantastic game out of the Bucks there in Game 5. And I mean, we didn't go over that game much there, but great game out of Middleton. You saw a good game out of Bobby there, and Brooke contributed a little bit there. I mean, what do you got to see in Game 6? A lot of the same. You got to see a lot of the same. They have to move the basketball. They have to slow the Pacers down. They have to make the Pacers uncomfortable with shots that they're taking there. They have to control Miles Turner on the outside. It always seemed like early on, it's not Tyrese Halliburton. That's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, Tyrese Halliburton this, all Tyrese Halliburton. It's not Tyrese that's beating us. You know, you look at Siakam and you look at Miles Turner. Those two guys are the backbreakers. I mean, yeah, you have your Nembhard shots there, especially in the game where Bobby got thrown out and Nembhard hit some big shots. Like, dude should have probably been out of the game too. I mean, not that I'm saying, but I'm saying I did see some hands to the throat and to the face of Bobby there by Nembhard, which, I mean, it's supposed to be illegal. So, either way, we've seen some big buckets by I don't want to say non-contributors, but some of the, like second tier guys. Not, and you don't want to say second tier. I'm trying to think of the word to say for it. But I mean, Miles Turner has hit some big key buckets for the Pacers. And looking at a guy like Nembhard or Neesmith, both guys hitting big buckets for the Pacers. It's not the Halliburton. You know, the one where he traveled, and then actually travels aren't a thing anymore, and carried. Wait, carry's not a thing. I wonder what rules they actually follow anymore in the NBA. You know, I've always wondered that. Watching some of these games, it's like, what rule book do we actually follow for this one? Is it the basketball one? Or, you know, because I saw, the funniest thing was, I watched that game where Halliburton came across half court, and it looked like he had traveled and carried the basketball. And there was some discussions going on out there. And one guy was like, that's legal. He didn't stop his dribble. He just walked 3 steps and then continued his dribble. And I was like, first off, I've never seen somebody who dribbles it so perfectly that they can take 3 steps and then put it back down. That's first and foremost. Secondly, if you watch this, and then he goes on to say, well, because then somebody told him off. And he goes, well, his hand never went underneath the basketball. If you watch it, his hand goes. I tell you what, there aren't many guys who can take 3 full steps at full stride, and not carry a basketball and continue to dribble. There aren't many. Because, I mean, just the way you're dribbling, unless you dribble it above your head and let it come back down, I just don't know. So, I mean, we've seen some pretty bad calls. We've seen some pretty bad things happen throughout this series. But I gotta say, you know, for how craptastic this series has been, yeah, the Bucks went down 3-1. Yeah, now it's 3-2. Like, you're a higher seed. We shouldn't be saying this every single year. You should be able to figure it out. But, I mean, we look at the past 2 years. Giannis, injury. Before this playoffs here. And now Dame, supposed to be the guy to basically carry us when Giannis couldn't. Injury. So just to see the Bucks survive Game 5, like bring us a Game 6, right? Just to be in that position, it's almost like you want to believe again, right? Because I gotta be honest with you. After Game 4, when the Bucks lost Game 4, they went down 3-1. I was full on ready to accept and, I mean, prepare to come on here and talk about the season wrap up for the Bucks. I was serious. I'm serious. Like, that was where I was at. Just because the way that the series was going, the momentum was all on Indiana's side. The Bucks couldn't seem to find the answers, and they couldn't get the stops. I was like, I want to believe, but it's going to be tough. And all of a sudden, Game 5 rolls around, and the Bucks, they got out to this little bit of a lead, then the Pacers would storm back. Then the Pacers took a little bit of a lead. And the Bucks finally just like something clicked in their head, and they just turned away the Pacers. Shots were falling left and right. Beasley got hot. Everything was just working in the Bucks' favor, right? But you need that. That's what the Pacers had. Game 1, Game 3, and majority of this series, that's what the Pacers have had. It's just like, it seems like the ball was just finding the nylon like it had a magnet on it. Like it was just being sucked in there. And it was like, when is it the Bucks' turn? When are the Bucks going to find that stroke of luck to be able to just walk down and just can a shot? And Game 5, it rolled back. It was like, okay, momentum is now, this is the thing. You have a tough challenge now. You won at home. But now you have to go on the road. You have to go to Indiana. That place is going to be rocking. That place is going to be a nightmare to play in as an opposing team. Simply because you are now in a win or go home situation. That is where you're at. It was the same in Game 5, but you were at home. So now the pressure's on. And the pressure is even more on because in the back of your mind, you know, if we can get this thing to Game 7, there is a strong possibility we could see Giannis, Dame, we could see Giannis, we could see them both, we could see something. We could see something out of those two guys. There is a strong possibility that may happen. So the pressure is even more on the Bucks, like it was in Game 5, because that was the pressure then. It was like, maybe they'll be back in Game 6. Well, now we basically got our answer for Game 6. They're in doubt again. So I'm going to assume no, but that leads us into this situation now. It's like, you get us one more. You get us one more, we might be able to get you the Stars back, right? And it's going to be tough. It will be tough. The Bucks they did a lot in Game 5. And they might, are they going to come out tired? I wouldn't think so, but they put a lot out there they're going to have to put a lot onto that floor, a lot of effort, a lot of attitude, a lot of grit, a lot of intensity to win this game at Indiana. So will they be able to do it? I'm hoping so. I am hoping so. I'm hoping we come back here tomorrow. I'm hoping I'm talking about another Bucks game. I'm hoping I'm previewing the Game 7. I'm hoping I'm talking about Giannis and Dame coming back. That's the hope, right? That is the million. That is the 100% what we're all hoping for right now, is that we get to see Game 7 between the Bucks and the Pacers here this weekend. So, Bucks Pacers, that's coming up 5:30 tonight here on TNT. Should be a great matchup there, and I can't wait to watch. I cannot wait to watch. I can't wait to see what this young group for the Bucks brings in Game 6. Because we saw it in Game 5. I want to see it in Game 6 here. So I can't wait to watch that. We got a little day off here of the Brewers before they get to Chicago. So it is all on the Bucks right now. We get to all sit back and we get to watch the Bucks take on the Pacers here and hopefully catch a win here and move on to Game 7 here. So with that, that's about all I got for today. We talked about a lot. We had the Bucks, we had Brewers, we had the farm system report. Lots going on in the great state of Wisconsin. So with that, this has been Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday. But until I talk to you again tomorrow, deuces.
Yeah, oh my Lord, watch me sway. Darkness falls and we all pray, hoping for the light of day. Down to the river I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin, burdened by the heart of man. Down to the river, down to the river.